There we go. I don't have a slow fade out of that yet. I switched from the Rumble software, the new Rumble software, which I think has that feature, to the more reliable, older Rumble software, which does not. There you go. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Welcome. I'm a whole minute early. To Jeff, the unlicensed therapist. Thank you. Where I answer all your wants and needs and desires. And if you don't like it, we could talk about it. And a lot of times, I'll be honest, people in the chat have better ideas than I did. Yeah, I'm honest. I'm honest about it. You'll see something that I don't. If you have a question or you want to, you got a legitimate or an illegitimate life concern, put something in the comments. We'll go over it together. I'm very nice. I'm very friendly. You can ask Salty. We worked with him last week, and I think things are going well. I think no news is good news from Salty. It's quiet. I think the wife and him are getting back together. Love a Salty update, by the way, Salty, if you're out there. But that being said, people on Reddit I kind of have fun with because they're from Reddit. They're Reddit. They're Redditors. Redditors. We can have fun with them. So that's how the games play. That's how the show works. So again, thank you for tuning in. We'll kick things off. We'll go to Jeff. And I'm getting excited. My show is coming around the corner. It's coming around the mountain again. It's called Autastic. It's the journey of my son through his autism, and it's funny and heartfelt, and it's a good show. It's won some awards. It will be at the Stephanie Fury Theater, July 25th, Saturday at 7 p.m. If you want to get a ticket, I'll put up a link as soon as I get it. All right, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's have some fun. Hey, Tatanka, good to see you. Blessings to you as well. Des Poetic, thank you too for tuning in. Also, let's just get started. What do you think? Are you ready? I'm ready. Yeah, I'm locked and I'm loaded. I'm locked and loaded. Let's do it. All right, let's see. I'm gonna first I have to share though. I got to share first. That's what it's all about. It's all about sharing, folks. Sharing is caring. This show goes by the golden rule: do unto others. I think that's the best thing, honestly. If you do that, and I'm genuinely here to help. How about that? By the way, I don't know if you can see this because I just pulled it up, but I had my physical today. But physicals are like, they look at you and like, okay, right now in front of me, you look okay, but let's just see about the blood work. You got to wait till you get the blood work. So that I get tomorrow. So I don't want to get all cocky because, the first half went good. What is that? The blood work is the written exam, and the hitting your knee and everything with the hammer is the practical. All right. Am I the asshole for mentioning? I'm also a professional. When a doctor took like a hooker? What do you mean a professional? What are you talking about? Am I the asshole for mentioning I'm also a professional when a doctor took over 45 minutes to finally appear at an appointment? Well, I mean, not if you don't want the doctor to like you. I mean, like you're pissing off the doctor, right? Is it a good doctor? Is he worth the 45-minute wait? What do you don't have better resources as to who's a good and bad doctor if you're a professional? Maybe you're a prostitute. I'm kidding. Yeah, I know. This is Reddit, folks. Anything's possible. Anything is possible. So let's just see. There you go. Hey, Mark. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you, brother. Am I the a-hole for wanting your show early? Hey, listen, Tatanka. Hey, Millicent. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. You are not. I would do the show. I would love to do the show, honestly, at 9 or 8. But the problem is it's just really busy then. This show is just, there's just so much competition. This time frame seems to be the best for the show in terms of overall views and everything. Like, I think yesterday's show had like 150,000 views. I've had shows where I think I got 500,000 views. I think almost like 600,000. I had another one with like 500,000. So this time frame, it's later than I would prefer, but it seems to work. So in the end, we're almost at 15,000 subscribers now. So yeah, I think it's I think we're doing all right with it. I feel like it's not a bad thing. All right, let's rock and roll and see what we got here. Let's check out this one. Am I the asshole for? Okay. Is that it? This is as short as it is. I'm clicking on it here. Okay, no, it's bigger. I want to start by saying that I understand doctors are busy. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. By the way, my doctor apparently must be amazing because I didn't wait hardly at all. I think I was there long enough to get my gown on, and he was already knocking on the door. Anyway, so there you go. So I didn't have any ill will towards him when he came in. And he's always pretty prompt, actually. I think the secret, if you want your doctor on time, it's really kind of on you. You got to get there early. When I say get there early, you got to, set your appointment up for 8 a.m. Set your appointment up for 8:30. Set it up for 9:30. You're pushing it. Anytime past 9:30, expect to start waiting because life happens. Illness happens. Now you get there early, you'll be fine. If you don't, you know what? Kind of on you a little bit. Get up early if you want things to work out. If you want things to work in your favor. All right, here we go. We're back. Anyway, I do not make an issue of reasonable delays. Why is his unreasonable? Especially because 45 minutes is a pain in the ass. I admit that. I'm not going to defend the doctor yet. Did he come in with blood all over him? Like, oh my God, the other lady bled out. Crap. Lucky for you. Otherwise, I'd be in the OR for another 2 hours. Anyway, want me to touch your testicles? Sure. That's exactly how it went. Anyway. Because doctors are very apologetic, they do come to see me. In fact, I have not experienced a doctor delay that was more than 15 minutes, and I don't know how long. Well, consider yourself lucky. And my guess is you go early. My guess is you're one of those early people. Otherwise, I feel like you would have had it. Anyway, today I took my kid to a midday. Boom. There you go. Midday. Get out of here. Get out of here. Midday. Lunchtime. Midday. You're going to be waiting a half hour on a good day. 45, a midday appointment. Yeah. Midday. Pediatric dermatology appointment. Since my kid's issue is minor, I scheduled a client meeting for later in the afternoon, figuring we had more than enough time to get to the issue, check out, and me to get to the meeting. What kind of doctor are you? Like, come on. Stop it. Midday. You got to expect at least a half hour wait, at least. I would say between a half hour and an hour is what you expect from midday on if you make your appointment that late. That's the way it goes. The doctors get busy. The patients got questions. They start running over. And each progressive patient, they tend to run over and over. Maybe they get lucky. They catch one guy who's just like, hey, I just wanted to say hi, shake your hand, and find out I didn't have cancer. Thanks. Have a great day. And then they're at the door. But other than that, it's gonna take a while. People want to get their money's worth, I guess. Right. Yeah. Please hit the like button, Millicent. I appreciate that. So let's get back into this the shenanigans. I guess is the only way to describe this. It is it? It's kind of shenanigans, isn't it? It's sort of shenanigans. Okay, what's going on here? Let me hit this one. No, all right, it's not available. How dare they? How dare Rumble make a campaign not available, and for Rumble no less? You'd think they'd let me have that. Lunchtime, not only for the DRs but the secretaries. Yeah, they're working hard too. Yeah, you got to have realistic expectations. All right, but let's keep going. My kid and I get to the doctor's office early. It doesn't matter when you get there. You could have got there at 9. If your appointment's at 12, you're going to be waiting. Call right back. This is the time that was scheduled. The nurse checked us in. Check-in's easy, bro. Check-in's easy. That'll take no time. We waited 10 minutes for the resident to come and look at my kid. Okay, so that's when they take the pulse. They weigh him. They measure him. And we were told the main doctor would be right in and after finalizing everything. Okay, well, there they dropped the ball. They did not set up expectations. They were saying, hey, he's running a little behind, just so you know. We were 25 minutes into the appointment, and the doctor still hadn't shown up. At this point, a nurse came in to say that the doctor was just finishing with another patient, will be right in. But 15 minutes later, and still no. The patient's got more questions, man. You got a patient with a lot of questions. So I approached the nurse. I asked when we could realistically expect the doctor to see us, and she said the doctor's with another patient. She'll be with you. I guess that's her standard answer. That's her canned response, 10 to 15 minutes. I was admittedly exasperated since it had been 40 minutes past our appointment time, and I needed to leave soon. I responded not angrily. I'll bet it was angrily, not yelling. I bet you yelled. Nothing like that. We've been waiting for a really long time. You yelled. I'm also a professional, and I have a meeting that I have to attend. See, how can you, she's looking at you like you're not a professional. You would know not to set up an afternoon meeting for your kid. That's how I would look at you. 5 minutes later, the doctor came in, kicked the other patient out, I guess. 45 minutes after the appointment time, didn't apologize for the delay because his nurse probably told him you were a dick. Didn't even look at me. Yeah, see, he doesn't like you. He talked to the nurse. She didn't like you. She transferred her dislike of you onto him. He doesn't like you either. Luckily, you probably got a cute kid. He wants to help him. Began speaking directly to my preteen kid. Yeah, without asking me anything about the condition. Oh, well, of course, you're the expert, right? Overall, it was an annoying experience. You're an annoying experience. Anyway, after the appointment, my kid said it was embarrassing when I mentioned that I'm a professional. Your kid's right. Your kid's like, just be, hey, are you running late? That's the part that probably pissed the doctor off because he goes, oh, he's a professional. He doesn't know how the whole doctor system works. How if you make an appointment after say 9:30 or 10, you're going to be waiting. Oh, he's a professional. Professional what? Bullshit artist? That's what he's thinking. That's why I wouldn't look at you. Just want to help you out there. Anyway, I'm embarrassed to mention that I'm professional. So even your kid wasn't put off by you, you dummy. But my reasoning is that first, I am a professional. You're a blowhard. My time is valuable. Oh my God! No wonder he wouldn't look at you because all this comes through when you're talking to the nurse. I mean, it's all coming out. It's oozing out of your pores. This attitude, this entitlement, bro. And then the fact that you don't know that this is how things work in the medical industry is like what do you mean you're a professional? Like, are you a valet at a hospital? What are you talking about? Anyway. The delay was not only frustrating in and of itself, but it also affected my ability to do my own job. Oh, okay. There you go. So am I the asshole for mentioning I'm a professional? I'd say you're a douche. I wouldn't say you're an asshole. I'd say it's more of a douche thing. That's what I would say. To respond to some comments, my stating that I'm a professional was in relation to the doctor, not the other people. As in, hey, I'm a doctor. Don't you have like a doctor card you can flash? Like cops flash to each other so you don't get a ticket. You can't flash your doctor card so they'll come in on time. Yeah, that doesn't work anymore. Okay. Two, I have two kids. Okay, so I have plenty of appointments for both of them. All right. My kids don't always greet me first. Okay. Both the doctor and I are women. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. I thought you were a dude. I don't know why. I just thought I had you pegged as a dude. I didn't yell or raise my voice at the nurse. Yeah, but you had like probably a really douchey demeanor. I was exasperated when she said another 10 minutes. Final edit. I admit that referring to myself as a professional was asshole behavior. Thank you. I just had you pegged as a douche, but yeah, there you go. Look, we ran the gauntlet. You agreed with me. You know, my fiance told me I could be a little too hard on people. I'm like, look, they're Redditors. They're Redditors. Well, they need this. They need the tough love. Now, if one of you all wants to put something in the chat, I go kid gloves. I'm very nice. I'm professional. I'm not dicking around. But the Reddit gang, come on, they're fucking Redditors. Their stuff's up on Reddit. Okay, well, this guy can go. That was fast too. Hey, watch how quick I got ready. Bang, boom, bop, bop, boom, boom. That didn't take long. Yeah, we're getting there. That's the thing. Like the show's funny because of the late time. I'll do 150,000 views. Like last night, I think I had 150. I don't know what I had last night. It was a lot. I think it was a lot. And then tonight I'll have like maybe 1,200. I might have more. Things could pick up, but I don't know. Right now, Rumble's got like I don't know. There's someone's really likes this one gamer. He just plays this one game, but it goes on for hours, like hours and I guess those things do. You gotta. I think you just pee in a bottle at that point. There you go. All right, so there you go. So I called him out as an a-hole. I actually technically called him out as a douche, as a courtesy to my fiance. Don't you know he agreed with me? She agreed with me. Not only agreed with me, but she upgraded herself to an asshole. So there you go. So see, look at me wearing my big boy pants and trying to make the world a better place. All right, here we go. Let's get back to it, shall we? We shall. Where'd it go? Okay, here it is. No, yeah, okay. I'm all lost. I'm all over the place, folks. All over. Nope. These are comments. Okay, we're back in it. There's somebody's patio. It's a commercial for something. Am I the asshole for telling my sister that she won't get any money from us? No, that seems to be a very common thread in these things. I think in life, just in general. Relatives who want something from you and you don't want to give it to them. And usually that stems from childhood trauma. They never helped you. A lot of baggage, and a lot of it's very appropriate. Usually if you don't want to give someone some money, it's for a good reason. You know them better than anybody. They're your sister. They're your brother. Would I give my sister money? Yeah, hell yeah, I would. But I know her. You know what I mean? But if I knew her as, like a drunken gambling addict, a degenerate gambler, would I give her money? No. So it's always situational. So you have to take that into account. So I'm going to say probably your instinct to not give her money is probably the right one. But let's see. We'll hop in here a little further, get a little more information. My husband 40 and I'm 35. You run a company together. He's the CEO. I'm the COO. Okay. So it sounds like a mom and pop operation that you envision as Walmart or some sort. It's like I'm the CEO. My son is the CFO and the COO, and my dog is the HR department. I'm giving you a hard time. I'm sure it's a lovely company. We work well as a team. He is more diplomatic and conflict averse. That's some good phrasing. While I focus on the finances, operations, and making difficult decisions when necessary. Well, you're like a good cop, bad cop. So that's a good tandem, right? Your younger sister, 22, really younger, huh? She's much younger than you. I'd like to hear some about that. That's I think the story is there. My younger sister, 22, female, worked for us part-time while studying. Okay, now remember, she's 22. At that age, you're still pretty much a big dummy. Cut her a little slack. Get her on an hourly thing. Don't make her a partner or nothing. Over time, she repeatedly caused problems. Yeah, again, her heart's not in it. She's just trying to make a buck, I think, including trying to create tension between my husband and me. Speaking negatively about my colleagues. You want my dog, the HR department, to fire her? And making disrespectful comments towards me. After several incidents, we decided to terminate her employment. Your younger sister. I can't say as I blame you. She sounds like she's really not good for the company. Although you said you terminated her employment. I mean, do you have payroll? Is your company big enough to have a payroll or an HR or any of that? I don't know. I feel like you're kind of playing at having a company. I don't know if you actually have one. Well, let's see. Although her employment officially ends on the 10th of the month, I recently learned that my husband promised to continue paying her until the end of the month because she wants to go on vacation with her friends. Your husband's being too nice, I think. And I quote, she needs money. Yeah, she made him feel guilty. She knows she's working him. She is working him. She has savings, I think more than 6K. How do you know exactly how much she has in her savings? Just out of curiosity. You nosy Rosie. Well, guess how my husband reacted to that? He agreed. This means she will receive several hundred euros she has not earned, despite having, she has family. She didn't earn it. Cut her off right after that. You've already agreed to it, or your husband did. And then just that you stop the spigot right there. She lives with my parents, doesn't pay rent. And again, she's 22. You're treating her like she's 35, like she's your age. She's a nincompoop. All 22-year-olds are. Let's be honest. I was. You got to cut her a little bit of slack. You don't want to employ her anymore. I'm not telling you to let her keep her job. That you don't want to do. Hey, Rex, good to see you. Thank you for relax. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. We are going. We're rocking and rolling, moving and grooving, splishing and splashing, all that good stuff. All right, so I think the issue here lies also in that you can be again. I got my fiance's voice in me to try and be nicer to the Redditors. You can be a bit controlling, I think. I think you could be a little bit controlling. And so your husband doing what he wanted to do without checking with you first to someone you don't like, who you want to kind of stick it to, by the way, your sister, aggravates you to no end, I feel like, right? Okay, let's see. Anyway, she was also the only one in the company who always asked if the money will come punctually. Yeah, she doesn't know how to, she has no, you know what you should do? Again, I know you're mad at her, but get her some kind of like a financial planning course or a financial, like just some basic cheap ass book or something, just about basic finance. She probably won't ever read it now, but maybe in a year or two, she'll pick it up and go, oh, maybe this could be helpful for me. It's like when the student is ready, the teacher arrives, right? Well, maybe, give her the book and eventually it'll arrive that she needs to read it. All right. So, okay. It always bothered me, especially since she refused some of the tasks we gave her. It wasn't easy with her. Yeah, no kidding, man. But that's not the point. I think it is. I just want to clarify that she did make a lot of mistakes. Once even refused to attend a team's meeting. We told her what happened between 3 and 5, and she thought it was not fair to make her wait 2 hours. She's a child. She doesn't know how businesses work. I'm making an excuse, right? At the same time, you need to fire her. She should not be in your company. I'm not, but also let's treat her like she's a 22-year-old. She doesn't have a master's in business. Okay. All right. Anyway, so you're listing out the litany of her poor behavior that you fired for her for already anyway. So she denied it. For currently, we released her from her duties, and placed her on paid leave until the 10th. Well, good for her. Honestly, it's not going to kill you. Just let it go. Let it go. She's your and in this whole thing, I'm forgetting she's your sister. She's your sister. She's your blood. Cut her a little bit of slack. I haven't heard that she's, knocked up, that her boyfriend beats her, that she's doing heroin, that she's got a gambling issue. Maybe that's in the future for her, but I don't know. Anyway, okay, so she wouldn't even receive the extra money as a salary, just as a bonus money. So if it makes you any happier, she'll be taxed more heavily on that. I told her she needs to bring the work equipment herself in the company, and she freaked out. It's just 30 minutes with the car, but she doesn't have a car. Guess who has a car? Our stay-at-home mother, my sister, the youngest one. However, also told her that she will only get what she legally deserves. All right. Am I the asshole for telling my sister she won't get any money from us? So you went back on what your husband said. I'm not responsible for her vacation. I refuse to pay anything towards her vacation. They're not having an affair. She's gay. Oh, okay. So you're talking about your husband and her. You're very hard nosed. I don't know that you certainly are well within your rights, and I would have too. I would have let her go. I wouldn't say fire, but let her go. If my husband promised her the money, if my wife promised her the money in this, hetero couple, I'd be like, all right, you promised her the money, just pay her, and then let's just be done with it. Why? Because it's my sister, it's my blood, and she's, why did you hire her in the first place? Did I guess you probably are because you don't know her very well. You're 36, right? And she's 22. You really don't know each other at all. You don't, and I don't see you getting to know each other anytime in the future because you're set in your ways. She doesn't like you. She's young, and I think she's probably going to be all right. But yeah, she looked at you like a summer job. She looked at you like working at a fast food restaurant. So that's the kind of dedication you should have expected out of her. And what did you pay her? Probably not that much. If you wanted to get someone really competent, really good, and to give you everything you want, you probably would have had to pay that person twice as much as you paid your little sister. What do you think about that? So I don't know. You're leaning towards asshole. You're definitely in the neighborhood. You're in the ballpark of asshole. How about that? You're a ballpark asshole. A ballpark Frank. Oh my God. Here's the thing. So, I had my physical today. And so I've been like, for 2 weeks now, I've been like, trying to fool the doctor, I guess in a weird way. Hopefully he's not listening. And so I'm eating healthier. I'm eating more salads. I'm like having turkey bacon instead of regular bacon. I'm just like kind of like, like on my best behavior, for the blood test to see if I can, if I can get my cholesterol down. And then so today, as soon as I left the doctor appointment and I had the blood test done, I'm just like, okay, I'm having a Starbucks sausage, egg, and cheese. I'm just eating I eat like half a pint of ice cream. I'm a mess. I did go down 1 pound though, so I'm pretty happy about that. I weigh 1 pound less. Look at me. Woohoo. Look at me. All right, let's get going. Let's go. Let's rock and roll here. All right, so I'm trying to be a kinder, gentler Jeff to these Redditors. Now, again, if you put something in the chat, I am soft as a velvet. How about that? I'm legitimately will do proper therapy with you, in as much as an unlicensed person can. But the rest of them go to hell. go to hell. No, is that terrible? I shouldn't say that. Come on, what kind of man am I? What kind of monster am I? All right, let's find the next one. All right, am I the asshole for changing my mind about helping my grandma shop? Yes. And here's the thing: grandmas and kids are my Achilles heel. If you're mean to a grandma or a little child or a young kid, I have a hard time being unbiased. It's your grandma. I mean, I felt that was pretty good considering this other lady was being so shitty to her little sister. Well, again, I don't think they know each other from Adam or Eve. Why'd she bite the apple? Yeah. can't resist. For changing my mind about helping my grandmother shop and later carrying a bag wrong. Oh, brother, here we go. Story one. You have multiple stories. Let's go. Story one. I didn't ask for a Chaucer tale. Let's see. Story one. After going out today to drop off my grandmother off at a store, okay, I was asked if I wanted to help her shop or, okay, after you dropped her off, the latter, not helping her as my mother also had to work and do something in the moment, meaning she had to go back to the hotel. All right, that's already confusing. I chose the latter, but after telling her that, she made a bit of a fuss about it, which made me feel guilty. So yeah, she thought you might want to spend some time with her. I wish you'd put your age in. So obviously you're driving a car, but let's see. All right, so you upset her because you didn't want to spend time with her. It's not the shopping. It's she wants your company. That's what it is. The shopping is just a way to access that. And you told her to go fuck herself. Um, because of this, I ended up changing my mind about trying to help her anyways. Oh, so it's, instead of feeling guilt and be like, okay, I'll shop with you or let's do something else together, your reaction was, to hell with you. I'll never talk to you again. So it's very childish. Anyways, because of this, I ended up changing my mind about trying to help her anyway, which angered my mother. Yeah, it's her mom, who was expecting me to not help her. Oh, and she wanted me. Wait. Now I'm really confused. It's the way you're writing this. I ended up changing my mind about trying to help her anyways, which angered my mother, who was expecting me. So this is a power play between the grandmother and the mother, and you're the pawn in it. Interesting. This is a classic triangle, Bohemian. Who was expecting me to help her. All right. This started a bit of an argument between the two. I ended up not going anyways. All right. After these situations and going shopping for most of the day, I was super exhausted. Oh, shopping can be exhausting. Come on, you digging a ditch? You're buying purses and candies. Come on, and some skin cream. It's exhausting. Please get a fucking factory job. Exhausting. Give me a break. Anyway. Okay, so fast forward a few hours on the road. I was starving because of my decision. We had finally gotten food. We weren't able to eat till we got to our destination. You could have eaten it. After doing that, we arrived and I was famished. So famished, in fact, I forgot we, excluding my grandmother, had to take the bags, which delayed eating a ton. This is the most boring story I've ever read. Despite that, I got my teeth. I gripped my teeth and pulled everything out. So you pulled all the bags out for your grandmother. While getting one of the bags out, I forgot to hold both straps. So you were in a frenzied rush because you were so hungry. I get it. I've been that hungry. Haphazardly holding one, trying to carry two bags in my hands. All you're thinking about is, I'd love to know what kind of food you were jonesing for. Because of this, and probably her being overall tired, my mother snapped. She droned on. I think it runs in the family. No, but this thing's fucking brutal. And on a furious speech, calling me an asshole. So she called you an asshole, asking if I was deaf. Yeah, your mom. I think you're all hungry. I think everyone in this group is hangry, and I think you should all just eat food, leave the bags wherever the fuck they are on the ground and on all, roll whatever the food is rolling around, and just go and eat some food, and then talk to each other like civilized adults because you're all hangry. That's my take on it. I was saying that she deserved food more than I did due to us driving. Yeah, so look at y'all. You're all starving. You're all just starving to death. After the event, she delayed my eating a bit further, which turned it already delayed it from speech alone even longer. Blah 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 blah. All right, all this to say, this from both ends. Again, what a story that went nowhere. Really. I think you're. I don't know that you're all assholes, but you're all very hangry and I'm wondering, like, if you were low on sugar when you wrote this, because it doesn't make no sense. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Despotic. Work. Hey, Animal, good to see you, brother. It's been a bit. Yeah, work 12 hours as a line cook. Now you're talking. Now we're talking about actual work. I'm so tired from shopping. Okay. All right. Sure you are. Tired from shopping. Give me a break. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Am I the asshole for not wanting to cancel my vacation for people I don't really know? I'd say for not wanting to cancel my vacation for people I don't really know. For people you don't really know, no. But my guess is they're attached to someone you do. So I think you're getting half the story there. But what's the next one? Am I the asshole for not wanting to go to an amusement park with my friend because she is plus size? Oh, I'm clicking on this. So your big fat friend, you don't want to go on the amusement park. Why? Because she's gonna you got to pick right. Here's the thing: if your friend is big and fat, and that's what that banner headline seems to suggest, you need to pick rides that are not G-force rides. Or if they are G-force rides, actually you can use it to your advantage and have her, on the end that's getting most of the G's. That way, when she's getting like crushed, like on whatever ride you're on, you're just like sitting there, like laying in this pillow, like, oh, this isn't so bad. Now if you do it the other way, if you get it the wrong way, oh, you are going to need a chiropractor. But anyway, I am probably going to get hate based on this alone. But read the whole post, please. Yeah, we'll see. I'm 21. I have a childhood friend, 22. We live near a big amusement park in our state, and every summer since we were kids, we've gone there together pretty often. Ever since we were teens, she's been curvy, plus size. That's fine by me. But recently, she's put on a lot more weight. Here's an idea. Why don't you talk to her about all the weight she's putting on? Yeah, I just as a side note, why don't you ask, like, hey, why all the weight? I mean, you're her friend, right? It's not healthy. She's obviously, maybe she was abused, maybe something weird happened, but she's obviously using food as a kind of I don't know, way to avoid feeling pain. And so why not get into that with her at some point when you're on the rides or waiting for a seatbelt extender? All right. So she's curvy. Oh yeah, curvy's not bad, but I guess she got big and fat. Anyway, when we discovered most of the rides we used to love going on, she can no longer fit on them. I mean, that's use this as an opportunity. Maybe just be like, hey, listen, this is an issue. What's going on? She needs some kind of therapy, or she's just going to get bigger and bigger and become a recluse. Get some kind of poor paying phone job that she can do from her bed that she can't get out of anymore. Help her out if you can. But anyway, we'll keep going. Okay. So anyways, but recently she's put on a lot more weight. Again, I don't care. And I believe that, but yeah, I mean, to have this talk with her. However, it's created an issue with going on the rides and the attractions at the amusement park. We haven't been to the park in around a year. I hope we didn't get the annual pass. What a waste. Our first time back was last week, and I bet she was fatter than the last time we were there. I discovered that most of the rides we used to go on, she can no longer fit on them. Others, she can technically fit, but doesn't want to ride them because the seat belts feel too uncomfortable. Of course, they're not designed to hold all that girth. She needs an extender, and I'm assuming it's even with the extender that she's uncomfortable. And these rides, depending on the quality of the amusement park, I don't know how, I hope it's not a carnival ride. There are very few rides you can go on. What can you still go on? You can go on the the bench on the merry-go-round. That's an option. Unless you might break it. There are very few rides left, so she can go on without an issue. Also, we went on a ride recently where two people share a bench. I'm just saying that. It was extremely uncomfortable because there wasn't much room, and I felt like it was being crushed most of the ride. It honestly felt unsafe. Yeah, that's one of those. I think where there was some motion. It wasn't just the merry-go-round. There's also been an issue with her eating my food while we were there. Oh my God. So you get, a $10 or probably closer to $20 churro or, a funnel cake. And she's friggin' chowing on it like some hungry hippo. That was a fun game, huh? I will buy some popcorn or something at the amusement park. She will buy her own stuff. Then she asks to try mine. Usually she will eat it all if I don't stop her. Yeah, she got to deal with whatever's causing this. This weight gain is not normal. It's not natural. It's not body positivity. It's her masking some deep emotional issue that she has going on. And to play it off as anything but is a disservice to her. I may get hate for this, but she sometimes gives me dirty looks or pointed at when we are together because people are judgmental. This makes me sad for her. Don't come from. Yeah, she's past the point of shame, which is a big issue. I think she's just this is me, and it's never going to get any better, and it's just going to get worse. And she's essentially given up. So if you really want to be a good friend to her, you got to figure out what is the cornerstone, or what is the cause of all this, right? She's been asking if I want to go to the amusement park this past. I think she's trying to break you up, honestly. You know what I mean? She's just so, her self-worth is so low, and she's so unhappy with her own life. And she feels she doesn't even deserve friends. So I think she's, honestly, and I hate to say this, I think she's trying to put a wedge between you and her by forcing the issue and forcing the issue until you finally have had enough of her, or you break a couple vertebrae because she falls on you. Anyway, she's been asking if I want to go to the amusement park this weekend, and I really don't see the point because we won't be able. I'm telling you, that's when I think she's trying to consciously or subconsciously, probably subconsciously, break you two up, because you're the only thing that proves to her that she's not a complete piece of shit, and she doesn't want that in her life, and it's sad. It's fucking sad. I would say instead of going on the ride, just sit with her for a day and find out what's going on with her. Give her all the food she wants. You want a happy fatty if you're going to try and get through to them. I'm pretty sure that's a therapeutic assessment there. All right, here we go. But I don't really see the point because we won't be able to go on most of the rides. I feel terrible, though, and I don't want to say I don't want to go. Should I suggest another activity? Yes, my activity. Stay at her house and figure out what the fuck is going on with her. Why is she doing this to herself? What happened in her? Go into her childhood. You're not a therapist. Hey, neither am I. You get down to it. I'm learning, though. Ideally, you could get her maybe some help, she's a friend. You could tell, hey, let me get you, like, I don't know, 8 sessions with the therapist. Not a losing weight therapist, but a therapist to get to what's causing the weight. And shop around, get a good one. I feel like she will get suspicious because I love amusement parks and usually always wanted to go during the past summer. I'm not entirely sure why she wants to go there. I'm telling you, it's because she wants you gone, because she doesn't think she deserves you, because she has insanely low self-esteem. And you being there is the last proof that she isn't, this awful piece of refuse that she believes she is. And she just would rather go all in on that, which is horribly sad, but that's what my gut's telling me. If most of the attractions don't work for her anymore, am I the asshole? No, you're being a friend, and you can even help her out by just sit with her and be like, what the fuck is wrong? Why are you doing this to yourself? That's my 2 cents. That's my nickel. That's my nickel's worth. That's my nickel. I hope you enjoy it. It's just more amusement. Yeah, exactly. Just make sure. Well, yeah, she's a big girl. She's a big girl. Clearly, she does give good handles asking for it. Probably end of silence. I mean, this, and I'm telling you, if you're gonna go with I have, he alternates, but he's always been really big. My buddy, I'm not gonna use his name, but he's a good dude, real good dude, but just he's morbidly obese. I haven't seen him in a while, but he's got to be pushing high 2s, probably 300, really, realistically. And we hang out, but we don't ever, like, if we go to a concert together or a sporting event. I know he's gonna be on me. You know what I mean? Like, we're in the seats, and then he's there. Like, hey, how you doing? But he's a softer fat guy. I don't know. He's like one of those pillow fats. It's like it's a fat, but it's a lighter fat. It's not a dense fat, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, it's there, but it's kind of light and airy. It's pillowy, as opposed to a real big fat person, the denser fat person, where you're just like, you're like, my fucking arm. but he never takes my food, and I don't know. Great guy, but yeah, probably also needs to see a therapist if he isn't already. Maybe I should take my own advice, but I haven't seen him in a while. I really haven't seen him in a year or two. We didn't have a falling out. We just don't hang out anymore, because we used to perform together, and then that theater closed, and so we don't perform together anymore. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't seen him. Who knows? Maybe he's thin now. Maybe he's thin now. I hope he is. I wish him nothing but the best. All right. So yeah, there you go. That's my opinion. You're not the asshole. And your friend needs help desperately. Save your friend. Save her a Big Mac fat. Yeah, Big Mac. Well, yeah, like the bun. So like you got the two kinds of fat. One kind of fat is like the bun fat, where it's like a softer fat, and then you got the meat, the thicker meat fat. You want to avoid the meat fat if you're sitting next to somebody who's fat. And I always have that issue. Like, well, I don't know. It's almost never happened to me. Maybe one. Oh yeah, it happened one time. And it actually worked out. I was in the bulkhead row, and this huge woman got in the middle seat. And I always get the aisle, so I was on the aisle, and she's just enormous. I'm like, oh fuck. And then the guy across, because it had been empty, you can see him too. He's just like, oh fuck. We both knew we were screwed, because this was not a pillow fat. This was a burger fat. This was a meaty, thick, viscous fat. And we're like, ah shit. But luckily, because it was in the bulkhead, the seats did not have armrests, because you could see her already wanting to move the armrests, and just all over us. And so they were fixed. And so not only were they fixed, so it wasn't just an armrest with like room for her body to swim underneath and start attacking us. It was like rigid, the whole way down. So she couldn't fit in it. It's like a suitcase. Like if your carry-on doesn't fit in this thing, you can't take it on the plane. Well, they should have something for a person like her too, or get a second seat. Obviously not that one. So we got saved. It was like a reprieve. Like, oh well, she's like, I can't sit here, and we're both like, oh thank God, oh thank God. So they put her someplace else. Oh yeah, I was scared, man. I'm like, shit. Shit. I don't want to deal with this one. Ay, ay, ay. Such is life. Good times. Isn't it though? It is. You once asked a woman when her baby, oh my God, yeah, not pregnant, just fat. I've done that twice. Twice I've done that. Both times at a comedy club, both times when I was young, like a newer comic. There was one woman, like I was convinced she was pregnant. I'm like, not joking, not being funny. I said, well, when's the baby due? And she's like, there's no, I'm not having a baby. And I'm like, oh. And then when I was able to recover from, like, and I managed to still do reasonably well. The second time, this time, because of the first time it happened, I'm like, okay, well, I'm never going to make that mistake again. But this time I saw a woman, and she was pregnant. She was clearly pregnant. She was obviously pregnant. So I said, okay, just make light talk. I was thinking maybe I was emceeing. Yeah, I think I was emceeing. And I'm like, hey, because you're doing more audience crowd work. I'm like, hey, when's the baby due? And she goes, I'm not pregnant. And she was with like a group. There was like a group of like 5 or 6, 7 of them. And it iced the room. Like it iced the main center part of the table. And then everyone else just thought, okay, well, let's also hate him. And it was just, I couldn't get anything to work after that. It was a disaster. And the thing is, because I was emceeing, I kept having to go back up on stage. So I went, got through my set. It's horrible. And then I brought up the middle, the feature, and everyone else did fine. He did fine. And then I had to get up again to bring up the headliner, and they was just death. But I was just quick about it. Like, let's just get this. Here's the headliner. They didn't want to hear from me. And then at the end, I had to say goodnight. But that was easy because that's just goodnight. Yeah. That was a rough ride. The only one rougher than that for me was 9/11. My 9/11 set right after. I was doing a place called Comedy, which was a great club. I loved it. I was actually a hotel that they would make a club on the weekends, but it was great. And I was playing there, and it was maybe 2 or 3 days after 9/11. It was within the first week. So I'm the I wasn't the was I in the no I wasn't the MC. I was just doing some. I think it wasn't the middle, but I was doing a guest spot. I was doing like 10, 15 minutes. And so the MC's going up, and he's doing well. Everybody's laughing and having a good time. And in the front row are 3, I think American or 4 American flight attendants, and they're all wearing their uniforms in the comedy club. because the 9/11, and so like it's a show of respect to their fallen friends. And so, but they're just, it's just like they're wearing their outfits, they're wearing their uniforms, but they're enjoying themselves and everybody's laughing. Okay, I'm like, okay, great, great. So I'm excited. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a good crowd. We're gonna get up there. We're gonna fucking kill it. And I'm like, great. And so then I still remember the MC's name. His name was Wes, and nice guy, but he threw me under the bus unintentionally. So he finishes his set. He has a great set. Everybody's laughing because everybody's dying to laugh, or everyone's begging to laugh. So I'm like, oh, I'm salivating. I can't wait to go up. So Wes, then, before he's about to bring me up, he goes, okay, but before we start, everybody, I just think we'd be nice if we all have a moment of silence for all those who died on 9/11. And then I'm like, what the fuck did you just do? And then so he puts his head down, and then of course, the focus is also center table on the people in their uniforms, as it should be. And everybody's just dead quiet, and all the energy's gone out of the room, and everybody's just very somber. And then they go, and then he raises his head, and he goes, "Okay, everybody, now put your hands together for Jeff Ahern." Just like, motherfucker. And then I just ate a bag of dicks. It was terrible. It was terrible. But yeah, I'm like, fucking Wes. Put your hands together for fucking Jeff Ahern. Thank you. Thanks, Wes. Jerk. He actually was a very nice guy. But yeah, that's the worst intro I ever got. Oh my god, that was a freaking shit show. That one. Ay. All right. Let's get back to it here. Fucking Wes. Comedy can be funny for the right reasons, and comedy can be funny for the wrong ones too. That's just how it is what it is. All right. Where's the next one? It's been an interesting. It's been an eclectic group. Sometimes on these things, it's you're like, they're all kind of the same theme, but these have kind of been everywhere. Oh, family dram. Oh, drama. See, that's how you know I have a drinking problem, or I like whiskey too much. It says here, I'll show you. It says family dram, short for drama. I read it as dram, like a dram of whiskey. And I'm like, family dram? What? Is it good? Is it a good whiskey? Like, you guys drinking good whiskey over there? What's the family dram? You having some Highland Park? What's afoot? Some Avalor? All right. Well, we're gonna hit it anyway. Oh, it's short. Okay. My mom lives about 2 hours away. Let me make sure you. Okay, yeah, you can all see it. My mom lives about 2 hours away and hasn't seen my kids since Christmas, despite having a complicated relationship with her. There you go, because she's a narcissist and pushy. I still want my kids to have a relationship with their grandma. All right, now here's the thing, and it's always my qualifier. Like, is it a good relationship? She's pushy and a narcissist. Is it? I mean, I understand you want your kids to have the relationship with her, but not at the expense of their own mental health. But I don't know. I guess obviously you feel like she's pushy and narcissistic to you, but maybe she has a different attitude or alignment with your kids, with her grandkids. But let's see. So anyway, so I still want my kids to have a relationship with their grandma. So when she said she wanted to come see them, I invited her over for a cookout at my house tomorrow. Oh, that sounds nice. I told my brother as soon as the plans with my mom were made because I figured she'd probably want to see him too. All right, sure, why not? And be prepared to say no or have a visit with her. So there's issues there too. I told him he could even come over here and it'd be all here and he wouldn't need her at his house. So he doesn't want her at his house. Now he's angry that I didn't consult him before inviting her. Okay, yeah, so he has issues with her too. He says I should have talked to him first because now he feels pressured to see her or else he looks like the bad guy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He probably shouldn't have told her that he was coming without asking him. He's got a point. If he says no, he's also worried she might ignore his boundaries and just show up at his house anyway. So he's kind of screwed. He'll get over it. That's my advice to you. You're not the asshole. You just next time ask first, especially with the dynamics of your family and your mom. I told him I wasn't trying to make plans for him or volunteer his time. Yeah, but that's what you did. I only invited her to my house so she could see my kids. Am I the asshole for not consulting before making plans with my mom? Yeah, because you didn't promise him, right? I mean, you didn't make the plans with your mom and then say, included in this package, in addition to seeing my kids, you'll be able to see your son who also hates you. So let me read this a little more. Despite having complicated, all right. So when she said she wanted to come see them, I invited him over to the house. Okay, so you invited her over to the house for a cookout. That's all you've done. I told my brother as soon as the plans with my mom were made. So yeah, you never promised the brother, but I think she probably assumes the brother. I think it was a mistake. It was an honest mistake. I think now that if you're going to invite mom over for anything, give your brother the heads up. But you should be able to invite your mom over for something. You should try and keep some kind of relationship with her, even if it is a very mediocre, a surface level one. It's yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Wrong. Yeah, exactly. I hit the wrong button all the time. All right, maybe we'll make the this show's flying by. Let's maybe we'll do this as the last one. Unfortunately, now like some weeks, my son's almost done with school, which is great. He's 2 more weeks, a week and a half, not even like a week. And so now we have to get up early, which blows because he still has school. But starting, I think next Thursday, I will not have that issue. All right, here we go. Let's go back there. Okay, here we go. Husband, look out. Interesting. Am I the asshole for inviting my neighbor's husband over for coffee and a play date? His wife accused me of pursuing him, and my husband thinks she was right to confront me. I'd say, yeah, that's way out of bounds. Like both the wife or the husband and your husband both think you're up to no good. What does that tell you? What the hell does that tell you? It should tell you something, you know. What's your history like with your husband? What's your relationship like with your husband? I think I'm on the side of maybe the husband's wife and your husband. But let's see, maybe you'll talk me out of it. About a year ago, a couple, Emily, female, Jake, 30, moved into a house next to ours, 30. So you're all in your 30s. Emily and I were both pregnant at the time with due dates a few weeks apart. Well, it worked out until you try to take her husband. We would run into each other on the neighborhood or out in the street and eventually became friends. We texted occasionally to check in on each other during our pregnancies, and our husbands became friends as well. Okay, for some context, Emily had a very difficult pregnancy, was on bed rest. Okay, so it was a rough pregnancy. Moved away from their support system for Jake's job and didn't have any family nearby. I guess Jake's the guy. I bet you that's his real name too. So I would sometimes drop off meals when I was cooking for my own family. So you were helping out. Emily had her baby about a couple of months before mine. I had after the babies were born, I didn't see much we didn't see much of each other. I invited her a few times to go on walks with the babies, but she always declined, saying the baby was fussy or napping. I figured she was just overwhelmed and frustrated. Our husbands continued to see each other occasionally during this time. Okay. Last week, I was out walking my baby. When I ran into Jake, who was also out walking his baby. We ended up walking together and chatting for about 30 minutes. All right, that's a long walk and chat. I'm just going to say that. Our chat did not include anything personal. What'd you talk about? How long can you talk about the weather? We talked about the babies, our jobs. All that's personal, by the way. That's everything you just mentioned is personal. Summer plans. When we got back to the weather is not personal. Everything you just mentioned is personal. When we got back to the street, the babies had woken up. So we paused at my house. I asked if he wanted to come in and have sex. No, sorry, I threw that in there. Want to come in for a coffee and let the babies play together? He thanked me for the invite and declined. Smart move, bro. Yeah, like could you imagine you're out 30 minutes with the neighbor's wife and then you're in the house now with her too? Oh man. Oh, my fiance would friggin' flay me. saying that he needed to get home because he had errands to run. A few days later, Emily invited me over for a play date. I accepted, even offered to bring some food for the babies because she'd mentioned being nervous about introducing non-pureed foods. Okay. While the babies were playing, she suddenly said, Jake. Yeah, Jake was smart, man. Jake, the reason they're still together is because Jake didn't go to your house, even if nothing was going to happen. Oh shit, dude. Yeah, she just called you over so she could have it out with you, and get a feel for what was going on if Jake was cheating on her. Oh no, this is rough. So she invited you over to play that you accepted. Um, then she said suddenly, Jake told me we went for a walk together last week. I said yes. We ran into each other while out with the babies. She then asked, why did you invite him back to your house? She is 100% right on this. Why did you invite her back? I mean, do you understand like just basic decorum and just like, what it is and is permissible? Even your husband's on you. Oh, you are really pushing it, lady. I'm just telling you. And she's calling you out on it. Anyway, I was caught off guard and I tried to explain that the babies had woken up and I just meant it as a play date. She responded that she didn't know what I was playing at, but her husband was off limits and uninterested in case I had any ideas. Oh my God, she totally called you out. I was in shock, so I froze up for a couple minutes. When I was able to respond, I told her it was bizarre that she would interpret a walk with her husband. It was less the walk and more the invitation. Invitation for coffee and a baby plate is anything other than innocent. Uh-huh. I also told her that my husband was working from home that day and was in the house. All right, well, that probably helps a little bit, but still. Well, your husband doesn't trust you either, by the way. I also said that I hope she heals from whatever happened in her life that made her view something so innocent as a threat. I don't know. I'm thinking I'd be thinking the same thing she was, I'll be honest. She laughed at my face. It said, that's rich coming from you. Just because your husband treats you like dirt doesn't make it okay for you to go after my husband. My jaw dropped. Oh, I'm loving this. And I just picked my baby up and left. I fucking hate myself for not giving her a piece of my mind and leaving without saying anything. Just, I think you're better off just leaving at that point. But I felt like I'd just been slapped. My husband and I have been having some serious issues. So you see, like, she's not wrong in this, like, whether you realize it or not. I think you were inviting him over for the wrong reasons. And now you said that your husband was there in the house. I don't know if that's true or not. But I don't know. It just, yeah, it smells fishy even to your own husband. And you're having issues. She says your husband treats you like dirt. I'd love to know more about the issues you're having with your husband and why. Anything going on at work or your stay home? Anyway, my husband and I have been having not minor issues, serious issues. When I got home, I told him what happened, and he and asked if he had said anything about our problems to Jake. Guys will sometimes say stuff, but it doesn't sound like your husband and Jake are that tight, anyways. Like he only sees him once in a while. He swore that he hasn't, but I'm not sure I believed him. Because how else will Emily know anything? My husband said Emily was right, that it was inappropriate. He's right. Inappropriate to invite Jake in. And my husband is now mad at me over the whole thing. Yeah, your husband's right. Emily's right. You're wrong. Oh, wait. Am I the asshole? I discovered my husband was cheating on me 2 months ago. Okay, so there's the serious issues. That's an edit. That's important information. So yeah, so your husband, who's no saint, obviously I'm not going to defend him. He cheated on you. So in his mind, he's thinking, oh, well, I cheated on her. Now she's trying to exact her revenge. He probably did tell Jake that he cheated on you since it's already out of the bag. Apparently you know about it anyways. And so the wife thinks, oh, crap, he's cheating on her. I don't want anything to do with it. No wonder they don't want to, the wife doesn't want to hang out with you. She probably told her husband to never go anywhere near you again. Your relationship with your husband is not good. That's really on him, at least the beginning stages of it, because he cheated on you. That's no bueno. Anyway, edit number 2. I am going through some of the comments, and I think I may have not explained this part well. Emily didn't avoid hanging out with me or us. The 4 of us and our kids have spent time together on multiple occasions. That was before you started hitting on her husband. We have had them over, but we always the four of us. Exactly. My older child likes Emily and Jake and their husband hang out together sometimes. See, Jake and my husband hang out together sometimes, so it's not that often. But Emily has always had a reason not to hang out with me. She doesn't trust you. Her gut is telling her that you are no good for her husband. Now I know you're hurt, and I know your husband cheated on you. And whether you realize it or not, I think you are trying to um, move on from your husband in a way. And well, there's the neighbor. So I don't know. I don't know. Asshole might be too big a word, but you definitely need to address these issues with your husband, and you need to avoid the neighbors. And that's my advice to you. There you go. So I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. That's funny. And I'm not trying to defend the husband. That was a shitbag move on his part, you know. But yeah, you can't be trolling for the fucking neighbor's husband either. Doesn't give you the right just because your marriage is in the shitter. Yeah, I think Pure Blood's right. She is for the streets. Yeah. Tatanka's right too. Note to the husband: if you don't mind the store, somebody else will. Yeah, I mean he's had it with her. He probably wants to divorce her. That's why he cheated on her. And probably so they got a young kid together. Probably for financial reasons or just convenience, he's going to stay with her a little long until finally he can't take it anymore, and then he'll just divorce her. There you go. There you go, folks. All right. Well, I had a good time. Thank you for tuning into the show. This is Jeff, the Unlicensed Therapist, and I'm on every Monday through Friday. Hopefully tomorrow night will be featured. It was featured Monday and Wednesday, and not so much today, unfortunately for me. But it's all right. I still had a great time. I enjoyed this show. You guys are great. I love you guys in the chat. So you make it fun no matter what the overall numbers are. And I'm getting closer to 15,000 subscribers. So that's pretty cool too. If you're here and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It would be delightful. All right, folks, I'm off. Have a great not weekend because I'm going to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. But I will see you back tomorrow for more nonsense shtick. And again, if you have questions, I'd like to think I have an answer. I am Jeff, your unlicensed therapist. Good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.